Hi, I'm Steve Morris, Clinical Director of the Sussex Back Pain Clinic, and I'm joined by Graham. Now, Graham's one of our patients who's gone through our disc recovery program and has kindly agreed to talk to us about his experience. So thank you, Graham, for sharing your story with us today.
No problem.
Great. And I think, so let's make a start, Graham. Perhaps you can tell us really about your condition and before you came in to see us and what kind of effect it was having on your life.
Yeah, sure. So I am a landscape gardener. And what happened is I was picking up a big concrete pot, as you do as a landscape gardener, and I slipped two discs. I don't think you call it slip now, herniated two discs, basically. And one of the discs was actually going over and protruding onto my spine. So it was a pretty nasty one. So what happened was, obviously, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything. I went to go and see a physio, and he said, obviously, to take myself down to A&E because I was in so much pain, which I did do. I had an MRI scan, and obviously it came out that I had herniated two discs, and that I would probably need an operation. Now, I have to work to make money, so I was looking at other avenues, and my mum actually helped me. She found the Sussex Back Pain Clinic in East Sussex, so I went in there, had a meeting. They looked me over, and obviously came up with the IDD therapy and said that it could be really, really helpful for me. So that's how it all started, and that's how I found the Sussex Back Pain Clinic.
Oh, okay. So originally your pain was more in the back, or were you getting quite nasty sciatic pain with this?
Oh, I was getting awful. Well, I've always suffered from sciatica, funnily enough. So I already had sciatica before I herniated the discs, and it just made it worse. It made it worse. So it was just another added problem to my back problem.
So life was pretty miserable.
Yes, life was very miserable. Yeah.
And yeah, as you said, I gather your mum found out about us and told you.
Yeah,
give these guys a check over.
So thank God she did. Yeah, she found you guys, and and that was it. So decided that I really didn't want to go down the surgery route. And was hoping for any other way of being able to, hopefully, well, to be honest with you, I thought it would just alleviate the pain, or be able, so I'd be able to walk again. I mean, this was my major concern, was that the physios I'd seen, and even the doctors that I'd seen, were actually worried that I wouldn't even be able to walk properly again. So it was that bad. So thank God that I found the Sussex Back Clinic, and went from there.
So what were your initial thoughts? So obviously your mum found out about us and kind of put it in front of you. And what were your initial thoughts when you found out about our kind of program at the clinic here?
Well, I mean, I was a bit cynical about it. I mean, because I didn't think, from listening to doctors and everything else saying that I would probably need surgery, that I was, thinking, I never knew about IDD. I had no idea what it was. And, so I was a little bit sort of cynical about it, but I was willing to try anything, to alleviate the pain that I was in. And obviously, try and be able to walk as well. So I was willing to try. But yeah, I'm probably a little bit cynical.
Okay. But the main thing was that you ideally wanted to avoid the surgery if at all possible.
Yeah, that was the main thing. I mean, I was a bit worried about it because my dad had a disc removed, and his back was never the same. I mean, he suffered from real bad back problems, and and I knew that surgery, my back wouldn't be the same ever again after having some sort of surgery like that. So I was willing to try anything, and
And of course, what you did is our first process is an assessment where we just check everyone over and make sure that we're very clear that you'd be a good candidate for this treatment. And so you got your assessment, and then how did you get on with the assessment? Tell us about that.
Well, I found it amazing. I was in with a man named Mark who kind of looked me over, and obviously saw my MRI scans, and he showed me everything that was going on with my back, and he was so thorough with what he told me, which I didn't actually get properly from the doctors, if I'm honest with you. And he showed me through everything, showed me what the procedure would be, and the physio that I'd have to go through, exercises and whatnot. And I just found it very, very thorough, and it kind of put my mind at rest a bit that there was actually another solution that I could go to, rather than having surgery.
Okay. And so then you decided to give it a go and go ahead with treatment. And then, so when you started the treatment, how did you find that? How did you get on with that? Was it?
Well, it was, to be honest with you, it was actually quite pleasurable. I mean, I was a little bit worried about it. I was worried that, obviously because I was in so much pain, I was actually worried that it could cause me more pain. Just the sound of it sounds a little bit, a little bit scary. But I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. And after a week of having the IDD, I felt instant sort of, I felt not better, obviously, because there's a long way to go, but I felt instant relief. So it was giving me relief just after a week of having therapy. So yeah, it was great.
And then, of course, as you alluded to, a kind of a key element of this is the kind of rehab phase. So with the decompression treatment, we're looking at allowing the disc to heal properly, but then there's the rehab that's going to be teaching you to move better and taking some of the load and the stress off that disc, so it can just heal better long term. So how did you get on with that part of the treatment?
Yeah, great. I mean, it was very good. I obviously I kept up with the exercises, so I made sure I was doing them every morning when I woke up, and well, just before I went to bed. So I was doing them in the morning and evening, and I found them great. And I found those were so beneficial for keeping me sort of supple and limber as well. And yeah, really, really good.
And they weren't too kind of onerous. There wasn't a lot of hours and hours to do. They were just a few specific ones.
It was easy. I mean, you know, and what I really liked about it was they progressed. They you know, they got a little bit more sort of, I wouldn't say taxing, but they progressed a little bit more as your back was starting to get better. I found it fit perfectly in unison with how the IDD was going, with how you're doing the physio, the exercises. I found it actually went so perfectly well with each other that it was amazing. It really was amazing. And yeah.
That's great to hear. Thank you. And so it's been how long's it been now since you finished your treatment?
Wow. I'd say probably a year and a half.
Okay.
Maybe just under. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how have things been progressing since you finished your treatment? How is life now compared to before?
I've got to tell you, my back, if this sounds strange, but my back is actually better than before I actually herniated my discs. I've got no sciatica anymore. I had sciatica before I herniated discs. So now I've had no sciatica. My back, I feel like I've got a new back. I feel like it's better than it's ever been. It's amazing. I'm able to work again. I'm obviously a little bit more careful about how I pick up things now, because that's what it will do. But it's amazing. I mean, I feel like I've got a new back. I feel it's incredible.
Right. And I guess your work as a landscape is fairly physical as well.
Well, this is it, and I feel comfortable working, and obviously you act a little bit more gingerly with what you're doing, but it's to be expected. But I've got to say, I've had no problems whatsoever. My movement is great. I actually go to the gym a lot as well now. So everything is actually it's amazing. I couldn't be more grateful for how my back is now. So it's incredible.
Oh, that's great to hear that you've had such a great outcome, really. So that's
honestly, I can't actually, I couldn't recommend it enough to anyone. It's where from going from me thinking it was a bit of a lost cause, I was going to have surgery, to being how I am now and being able to move around like I was back in my 20s again is unbelievable. So it's it's great.
So kind of picking up on that point there, Graham. So if somebody was kind of watching this and thinking about maybe deciding to come and see us and have treatment with us for a kind of discal problems, what would your advice be to them? What would you say to them?
I would say go for it. Do not there is nothing scary about it. There's nothing taxing on your body. Just go with it and let it all happen, because there is nothing to be afraid of with it. It's actually really pleasant. The people at the Sussex Back Pain Clinic are great. The staff couldn't have been any more helpful and nice. And just go for it. Anyone that's having back problems, just please listen to you guys and just go for it.
And listen to your mum, because they're always right.
We'll always listen to your mother. That's a standard. Yeah, listen to your mother as well.
Yeah, excellent. Well, listen, thanks so much, Graham, for your time and for telling us your story. I'm sure lots of people will find that very useful. So really appreciate it. And
no problem.
And carry on doing your exercises and going from strength to strength.
Yes, fantastic. I really appreciate it. Like I say, I couldn't be any more grateful. And it's fantastic. So thanks a lot.
That's brilliant to hear. Thank you so much.
No problem.